YouTubers. Today I want to talk about getting ready. It's time to get ready. Got to stop messing around. You just got to get into the mindset that we're at war. Remember 9/11? They killed over 3,000 of us, and now they're coming after you and me. So it's time to get prepared. It's time to stop wasting time. We've got to do it now. And what I want to talk about today is your food supply. I know a lot of you out there are getting your canned meats, your beans, your veggies, everything like that, and that's good. You need those. But you need to start thinking about an MRE on 4 legs. This right here is your 4-legged MRE. Okay, now I don't mean to offend any PETA people out there. I'm all for PETA too. People eating tasty animals. I love them. But you see, when you're out there hunkered down, waiting it out, you don't want to go through all your rations at once. You have to think about sustaining your food supply, preserving it and sustaining it. So something you need to get when you're out doing all your shopping, first and foremost, is salt. You got to have a couple different kinds of salts here. Number one, this curing salt. Okay, what this does is it cures your meat. So when you eat that 4-legged MRE, say I shoot them, I make summer sausage out of them, and this preserves my meat. So you've got to get some of this curing salt here. This is Morton's Tender Quick Home Meat Cure. Okay. Second of all, you got to have pickling and canning salt. This is so when you preserve your foods, when you go to can your meat and your veggies and stuff, you got to have this. So get this salt. This is what the pioneers got when they went in town to get supplies. You got to be thinking like that. You got to be thinking long term. Then you got to have your regular table salt. Now what I'm doing is I'm sealing up these babies here, okay? It just preserves them longer, keeps the moisture out. So get yourself a bunch of this. This is dirt cheap now, but it ain't going to be in a little bit, folks. It ain't going to be. It's all going to come down. There ain't going to be nothing in the grocery stores. You better do this. It's your responsibility and my responsibility to provide for our family. This is our job. And then what are you going to do when some old lady comes to you, or some kid with some woman with kids, and they need food? Are you going to turn them down? No. If people come to my house in peace, they're going to get peace. If they come to my house in harm, they're going to get harm. So you got to start thinking about preserving your food supplies. Now when I kill Bambi or Mr. Bunny or whatever, you're thinking, oh, I can just cook them up on a fire in my pan. Well, that meat's going to stick. You got to be thinking about oils and ways to cook your meat. Now this is just a vat of lard. I got this at the dollar store. Okay, you put a little of this in your pan before you fry it up. Your meat won't stick to your pan. All right. Also, if you have the ways and means, get yourself a couple tins of this virgin olive oil. This will go a long way. It's great for cooking. Get it now. It ain't going to be there for too much longer. Also, this pickling preserving salt. I don't know if I talked about that. Gotta have that, folks. Flour and sugar. Okay? You gotta have flour to make your biscuits, to make your gravy, all that kind of stuff that you're taking for granted. You gotta get this stuff. Seal it up. It's dirt cheap now. Get pounds and pounds of this. And sugar is going to be a hot commodity. You think about it. If we're without food for 4 to 6 months, people are going to do anything for this. Not only is it going to be tasty, but it'll be an awesome bartering tool. You got to get this stuff. This is what the pioneers got. Okay, got to have this. This is a huge one here. Yeast, active dry yeast. Okay, I bought this for next to nothing, but there's enough here to make so many loaves of bread it isn't funny. This stuff will save your life. Baking powder, baking soda. Got to have tons of this stuff here. If it's in the box, if it ain't in a can, seal it up. Keep it fresh. Keep it for a long time. Something I hope all you guys are thinking about is all your seasonings to make your food tasty. If you run out of your Spam or your beans or what have you, and you're waiting on Mr. Deer to eat him and the bunny rabbit, they're going to taste a whole lot better and a whole lot more palatable if you have these seasonings. Also going to be a great bartering tool. Think dried onions, dried garlic, salts, peppers, stuff like that. This stuff is going to be more valuable to you than anything. Pectin. You're going to have to get in the mindset of canning your veggies and stuff, canning your fruit. You know what it's going to be like a year from now to have a can of jelly? A can of jelly. You're going to need this kind of stuff. Be thinking like that. Get out of the mindset that this is going to be a 2, 3, 4 month deal. They're out to kill you and me. It's your right and your duty as a patriot to provide for your family and your loved ones. You've got to think long term. If you're in this little bubble that it's going to be okay after a couple months, you're not thinking right, folks. We're at war here. Get in the right mindset. Now, if you're thinking, oh, I don't have enough money, I got to pay my bills. Think about this for a second. Them credit cards that you're paying it to the same people that stole money from you, me, and everybody else. Stole it from our kids, our grandkids, and our great-grandkids. These are guys that are trying to kill you and me. So if it's between paying the credit card or going out and buying yourself something that's going to sustain you and your family for long term, let the credit cards go. It's going to happen, folks. You might think, oh, you're crazy. Or you might be feeling that everybody else is thinking you're crazy. Don't worry about that. There was a guy a long time ago that was told to build a boat. And everybody laughed at him. Everybody made fun of him. But you know what happened? It flooded. And him and his loved ones were the only one on the boat. So the question you got to ask yourself is, do you want to drown or do you want to float? Please get in this mindset, folks. I'm going to make another video on seeds. You got to have seeds for gardening, canning, and preserving your meat. I love y'all. I'm out.